We're installing oyster reef balls to create native oyster habitat as well as provide shoreline protection.
This is the first nature-based project of its kind in San Diego Bay. We are looking at ways to improve resiliency and climate adaptation strategies, specifically looking at sustainable shorelines.
There's just, so much work that's really important to the future resiliency of the port. What's great about this location is, we've got really valuable wetland habitat. It's a perfect location to be using a natural solution, a living shoreline.
My name is Timothy Barrett. I'm a senior environmental specialist with the environmental conservation team with the Port of San Diego.
I'm Lindsay Sheehan. I'm with Environmental Science Associates, ESA, and I'm the project engineer on the Living Shorelines Oyster Restoration Project. So the project has two goals, and those are establishing the native oysters and providing that habitat, but then also looking at erosion control.
There's a historical presence of the native Olympia oyster in San Diego Bay. They have been impacted for a number of reasons through development and urban pollution, as well as overharvesting. And over the years, changes throughout the bay, so mainly development and redevelopment, have impacted the population. We've had multiple years now studying the recruitment and establishment of oysters and have identified that there's actually enough native stock in the bay to improve and restore native oysters. The limiting factor is the hard substrate.
We expect the oysters to naturally recruit to the reef balls. It's a pretty exciting project because we're installing 360 of these oyster reef balls. The site that we're at has seen erosion in the past, and so we're hoping that the oyster reef balls will help break some of that wave energy that's coming to shore. And they're installed in arrays that we've set up so as a wave comes through, it hits as many reef elements as possible to really reduce that energy. Over time, we'll use data to see how the reefs are performing, and that will help us into the future to understand, where is kind of that ideal point to establish the oyster reefs. The port is wonderful to work with. We're doing living shorelines oyster restoration. We're looking at blue carbon in wetlands and in eelgrass. We're doing beach restoration with them, with really this end goal of becoming more natural, becoming more resilient. That feels really meaningful. I think one of the things that we excel at ESA is understanding how to use the natural processes in a way that projects will work with nature and not against nature. And in that way, we build resiliency.